Hi, I'm Dr. David Broadway, and on today's video we're going to look inside of a breast implant. This is a saline implant. I'll show you how easy it is to puncture one. This is a gel implant, and we're going to dissect it and look at the gel that's on the inside. Well, this is the saline implant. You can see the bubble in it here. So one of the ways that an implant will fail is it rubbing against itself and developing a pinhole. The other way that they fail is through the valve. If one develops a little pinhole, it will automatically develop a leak, very similar to this, and you can see it dripping here. And very quickly this implant will completely deflate. And if it does deflate, it's simply saline. There's nothing that the body will absorb other than IV fluid, and this will simply deflate and need to be replaced. Now, this is a high cohesive gel implant. It's a bit different than the older ones, which we had in the early 90s. This is a implant that has a much thicker shell. The old implants had a single layer shell. This is a triple layer shell. It has a thicker shell as well, and the gel, instead of being a liquid, is now a solid. So the advantage of this is that we can get a small pinhole in this implant. So you can see that the needle is all the way through and is inside of the gel, and nothing now is bulging out. It is keeping its shape. We can also enlarge that small hole with a scissor, and we're through the outer shell, and now you can see the gel tend to bulge out. And when I release, it goes completely back in. Seeing it bulge out, and now the gel is going back in. So even if one were to have a small hole, this implant is not going to leak like the older implants had a reputation of doing. I also want to dissect this implant just a bit, and we'll try and cut it in half here. And you can see that it's a bit sticky, but it's a solid, and it's like tacky jello on the inside, and it just doesn't want to leak or fall apart. So I could cut a wedge out of this implant and it'll keep its shape. I can cut it in half and it wants to go right back together. It feels a bit sticky. You can see how the gel is a bit sticky on the inside, but it doesn't want to leak out of the implant. It wants to stay, and that's why they call it a cohesive gel implant. There was a controversy with the gel implants. The older gel implants, again, had some issues related to the thin shell and the liquid silicone. The first suggestion was that these implants were causing breast cancer, and multiple studies have shown that women with implants are at a lower rate of having breast cancer. The second charge that the implants had was that they were causing autoimmune disease like scleroderma, lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, those types of things. And there's no good data linking the gel implant to them. So as far as I can tell you, these implants are as safe as the saline implant. They're both made out of silicone. The gel on the inside is silicone. The shell is silicone. With the saline, the shell is also silicone. Thank you for joining me today for this video. We were looking at saline implants and what's on the inside of the gel implant. I hope that I was able to show you some of the differences between the saline and the gel. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to give us a call. I would love to meet with you and hopefully answer all of your questions.